What is going on, everybody? All right, so today we have a few things that we need to talk about, and this is very concerning, but at the same time, it's very important. So, if this is the first time that you're joining me, make sure to hit that subscribe, drop your comments, because I will be reading them as we go along and all this good stuff. Again, we have to talk about a few things, especially with this hot topic of what's going on over at DC with Warner Brothers and the mess that they are right now going at. It's crazy. Like who would have thought that this company, after 100 years, this is what they would be facing. And like I said, we have a few things that we're going to talk about, very important, mainly about Matt Reeves with the Batman, and of course with James Gunn and Superman. I've been calling it for a while, and like I've been telling y'all, like this is this war that has started already for a while. And like I said, just to bring you up to date, it's just pretty much of what's going on with this studio and the mess that they're in. All right. So let's just talk about it. Let's get into it. And let's see a few things that have been coming out, and some actually came out today. All right. So first things first, let's talk about this whole thing with Robert Pattinson and, with Matt Reeves with the Batman 2. It's been delayed now to 2027. And honestly, at the rate that they're going and the way that we've been seeing things, do not be surprised when they cancel the Batman 2, because James Gunn is not going to want another Batman, especially now that he's starting to build his own with his DCU. And, there's a few things that, like I said, just from the topic alone, the DCU is crumbling. And say what you want, but there's nothing good and there's nothing solid with this company at the moment. It's kind of sad, and at the same time, it's a letdown, if you want to say. But I mean, it is what it is, at this point. And this studio has brought this upon themselves, and there's no one else to blame but themselves. And this is something that I just came across today. We heard this announcement yesterday, that this is official. Everybody's talking about it. Official, legit, sites and blue check marks, whatever you want to call them, that they're delayed to 2027. I know they were supposed to go into production and do something, I think, in 25, and they wanted to release it in October of 2026, and now it's being delayed until 2027. No surprise there. Look, this is something that I came across today. This is not real. Just to let you know, this is just somebody that posted, but like I've been saying, sometimes reality is said with a joke and sometimes with a meme. And this is very interesting. Look at this. Somebody just, they cropped out this, and they made it seem like Matt Reeves actually said this, but he didn't. I already checked his Twitter. He didn't post this, but this would be funny, and don't be surprised if this does happen. I foresee this happening, and it's coming next. Honestly, this delay, quote unquote, is going to lead into the cancellation of the Batman 2. I don't care what you say. The Batman 2 is going to get canned in the end. All right. So look, as many as you may have heard, the Batman 2 has been delayed to 2027. This due to personal problems that I am dealing with. So unfortunately, I will have to leave directing the film and make way for the brave and the bold in its place. I'm excited to see the new direction this character will take in James Gunn's new DCU. Like I said, and this is reported by it's also a legit company, like they're on social media and stuff, Cineplus. Again, this right here is where look, everything nowadays starts off with a me. All right, let's say it. Because when James Gunn announced his Superman, he made a post and he made a poll saying, do we want trunks or no trunks on Superman? And then he said, well, this poll isn't going to determine if we get the trunks on Superman. And what do we have? Down, down, we have now the trunks on Superman. And then look at how they're starting to play the blame game. How? James Gunn is saying that David Cornswet was the one that convinced James Gunn to put the trunks on the Superman suit. When this movie goes down, I'm calling it right now. James Gunn, the studio, are going to throw David Cornswet under the bus if it underperforms. And they're going to say, it was because of him. We put the underwears. That's what's going to affect the movie and blah, blah, blah. Because that's what this studio does, And of course, it's James Gunn, and they're all going to come out and attack the ones that they feel that need to. All All right. But this right here, like I said, this is not real. This is just somebody that just, cropped this and made it seem. But this is how sometimes reality happens, because sometimes it starts with a joke. All right. Sometimes people, especially nowadays, like to tell you sarcastically the reality. They'll say through a joke, hey, you should this or you should that, or you're looking this and you're looking that. They're really trying to tell you in a nice way what they feel like. And this right here is what somebody, whoever did this, like, props to you, honestly. And why do I say that? Because honestly, as a fan, this is just me, I want the Batman 2 to get canceled. You know why? I will tell you why. Because Matt Reeves had the opportunity and he had the chance to make a movie with Batman, with Ben Affleck, and he said no. He didn't want to. He read the script, he knew the script was good. And what did this snake and this rat do? He ran off with the idea, he took the concept, and he did what he did with the Batman. We already saw how that underperformed at the box office. I don't want to hear any more excuses. It flopped at the box office, period. I was never convinced with Robert Pattinson. The moment that they announced Robert Pattinson, I wasn't down with that idea. And what they're doing now to Matt Reeves is what they did to Zack Snyder, what they did to David Ayer, and what they've done to all these directors over at WB. They love to screw the directors. But then WB wants to come out and say, oh, embrace the future. But, with the hypocrisy that they say, they want you to respect the past. How are you going to respect the past when you don't even respect your own directors and your own team that's making these projects for you? And then when the movie flops, they are quick to throw everyone under the bus and they want to clean their hands. This is why I'm telling you as a customer, you as a consumer, everybody that's listening, wherever you are around the world, while it's closed in 2025, no more excuses. That's it. The theme for 2025, it's wallets closed. That's it. That's what I'm going to be going off with. Wallets closed. Not giving no money to this company anymore. And this is what happens. You reap what you sow. You've burned your fans for too long. You've offended every fandom within your own community. You've pretty much pissed off everybody. And you're trying to wipe your hands because you know that this is not going to work, honestly. And them delaying the Batman 2 until 2027. We're almost going to be like, what, 8, 9 years in since the first Batman. If you look at it overall, that everything has been already done. This is completely ridiculous, right? Now, why do I tell you that I, as a Batman fan and as a DC fan, want the Batman 2 and with Matt Reeves to flop? Simple. Because again, Matt Reeves knew that with Ben Affleck, the story that Jay Oliva has spoken about, he was like, that's the best script that I have read. Matt Reeves could have been right now capitalizing and winning. He would have made a good film if he would have gone with Ben Affleck and if he would have just stuck to what Ben Affleck's script was going to be originally. But no, he wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to get away. He wanted to do what he thought was going to bring $1 billion. That's what the studio approved. That's what the studio did. And they swept Zack Snyder under the rug and the fans, and they wiped their ass with us. And this right here is the result. Don't screw with us, the fans, because in the end, we, the fans, have the power. We have the authority. And in the end, we have the final say. To all the toxic James Gunn fans that continue to worship him like a false god that he is, your DCU is crumbling. It's crumbling. There's no foundation. There's no solid ground to build this shitty cinematic universe. There's none. It's literally being built on liquid, on water. There's no solid foundation. Everything is just talk, and talk from James Gunn. He's not the solution for this company. Nobody's watching Creature Commandos. They're giving us fake reviews. They're giving us fake views and numbers on YouTube, on social media, on their ads, and all the garbage that they're trying to push and promote. And in the end, we, the real fans, see through the lies of WB. Not only that, we also see through the lies of James Gunn. Because everything that James Gunn is doing is just trying to push, trying to delay, trying to stall everything right now with this company. And this company is just sitting there like, hey, there's nothing else that we can do. Yeah, you brought this upon yourselves. I've been saying it from the beginning. And not only me, a lot of us have been saying from the beginning that stop hiring people from Marvel. I don't know what is the obsession with these employees, staff, whoever the hell's running WB. Listen to this closely. You need to stop hiring people from Marvel. Stop it. Stop it. You're doing this to your own selves. You continue to hire people from Disney because you feel that, oh, with Disney, oh, the credentials at Disney is going to help our company out. No, it isn't. Where is it right now? It's worse than what it was before. And every time it continues to sink more and more. Now, here's another fun fact. Check this out. Just because, all right? Today, right? December, what's today? The 28th? Just so we can see this, all right? The 27th yesterday, WB stock closed at $10.62. You know how much it went up? 0.47. That is sad. It's still in the low numbers. It's not passing these numbers. And to everybody, especially my number one stalker that's out there that always loves to criticize my opinion that nobody asked for, let me tell you something and let me emphasize to you, you clown. Wall Street, everything goes up and down, yes. But when you have the stocks sitting at the same number for days, for weeks, for months, for whatever time, and it barely goes up, but then it goes down, but it barely goes up, but it's still in the plus, in the quote unquote green, guess what? It's not working. It's not making profit. If this new reboot is supposed to be working, how come they're not in the hundreds or past the hundreds? You know why? Because there's no hope and there's no solution with James Gunn. There's no solution with this DCU. This whole DCU is crumbling by the week every time more and more. When you have a studio that doesn't give two shits about you as a consumer, as a fan, as a loyal customer, like they like to say, right? With the hypocrisy, because when you call them, oh, we like to thank you as our for being our loyal customer. Get out of here with that crap. Give me what I want. All right. And now here's another message to all these bozos out here that are like, well, you know, the WB isn't only just DC and Batman and Superman. Ha ha ha. I know, clown. I know they have Harry Potter. They have other IPs. They have other brands under their umbrella of their corporation. I get that. But when I talk about this, what's the title of this? DCU. What am I talking about? DC characters. What universe am I talking about? DC. This is what I'm talking. This is what I'm focusing on. I'm not talking about the comics. I'm not talking about the merchandise. I'm not talking about the stocks. I'm talking about their shitty cinematic universe. I'm so sick and tired of talking and trying to reason with these toxic James Gunn fans. All of them. At this point, like I said the other day, 3%, okay, make an exception. But the rest, they are all sick in the head. They are evil. There's no reasoning with them. You trying to talk with them is like you trying to talk to a wall. You're not going anywhere. There's no reasoning with them. And I've already found out what triggers them. You know what triggers them? Easy. Facts. They don't like facts and they don't like reality. When you give those bozos the reality, the statistics, the numbers, the proof, the evidence, they don't like it. They get hurt. They get inside their shell more and more. And what do they try to do? Like a snapping turtle. They try to, bam, snap at you. But they have no other evidence. They have no proof because you've already shut them down with the truth, with the facts, with the evidence. They don't like that. That's why they get mad. That's why they're coming out and they're exposing themselves. I'm telling you right now, they're so focused on Zack Snyder, the Snyderverse, the Snyder community, the Snyder fans, the wins that we've achieved. And they know that with James Gunn, there's no hope, there's no solution, there's no money, and there's no change. They can't accept that. They know and they forcefully want you to accept their way of thinking. It doesn't work like that, clowns. It doesn't. If you were the majority, you guys would be making profit. You will be winning. But on the contrary, you keep on losing. Accept it. Your DCU is falling apart before it even starts. And don't come here with excuses anymore. Your excuses are invalid. The Batman is going to get canceled. Mark my words. You are hearing it and you are seeing it all over the internet right now. The Batman 2, even Robert Pattinson said it. He was like, oh, by the time we get the Batman 2, I'm probably going to be retired already. You know why? Because even he knows that it's not going to happen. Who knows what nonsense he's hearing inside of the studio, all these calls, because I'm sure he's on conference calls on a daily basis. And the way that WB is right now with their stocks, that it's not working. Nothing that they're doing is working. You know what was working? The Snyderverse. You know what was working? David Ayer, Zack Snyder, Patty Jenkins, James Wan. That was working, damn it. Don't come here with excuses anymore. And if anybody from WB is listening, even if James Gunn is listening, or anybody on his little shitty team, you're not the solution. Zack Snyder will remain, when it comes to the DC cinematic universe, on top of the game. I don't care what you say. 100 years from now, we look back and you want to compare what was making money for DC? Look at their numbers. Look at their viewerships. Why to the day of today, we still don't get the official numbers from WB for Zack Snyder's Justice League? Because a shitty company doesn't have the face and they don't have the balls to confront us, the consumer, the loyal fans, the customer, and the ones with the money, and tell us, hey, as the studio, we apologize to you. We should have gone with Ben Affleck's Batman and we should have given you the right treatment, but instead, we screw you over, we wiped our ass with you as a customer, and we moved on with Robert Pattinson. And look at how bad that movie tanked. Again, I don't want to hear excuses. That movie tanked. There's no excuses anymore. All these excuses are invalid. You're telling me that with Matt Reeves, that was supposed to be the solution? Look at how long it's been. They don't have a script for part 2. Again, the DCU is crumbling. What are they building on? Nothing. There's no foundation. There is literally no foundation. James Gunn has no idea what he's doing, because James Gunn is like a horse with those things that they put on their eyes, and he's looking around like, what do I do? Where do I go? What should I do? What should I come up with? What should I steal? That's what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. He belongs at Marvel, being directed by Disney. That's what he needs. He needs to go back. What does this company, WB, needs to do? Easy. Easy. Just restore the Snyderverse. Release the air cut. That's all you need to do. You are literally sitting on diamonds, rubies, gold, and everything that's luxury when it comes to these gems. But you refuse to give us, the consumers, what we want. And the majority, this is where the beautiful part comes in, the majority of the fans all over of DC have had enough. And this is the result. It's not working, WB. I am fully convinced. Like, I spoke with somebody the other day, I can't remember right now. I am fully convinced that there has to be some type of high power inside of WB that's on Disney's payroll, because this shit doesn't add up. It doesn't. How are you setting yourself up for failure? You have the most iconic IPs in the world, in the whole freaking world, and you don't know how to utilize them. You gave it to Zack Snyder during the Snyderverse, and he lit up a fire. It was so massive that here we are 10 years later still talking about Man of Steel like if it was 2 years ago. That tells you that that was quality. Meanwhile, James Gunn is so desperate with his team and his actors and his actress, trying to push and promote all funny and comedy type Superman 2025. Nobody cares about it. Nobody cares. How come they don't give Superman the treatment like they gave Batgirl? Cancel it, shelf it, throw it in a vault. Don't let us see daylight. And I'll tell you why. Moving on to the next topic within the same topic. You saw the video that I just posted. This right here is James Gunn again. We're getting Crypto, his version. Look at how sad this is going to be. This is James Gunn saying it. I'm quoting it from what you're seeing right now. Look at what James Gunn is saying about Crypto. Crypto is influenced by my dog Ozu, who's the worst dog in the world. And now we get to see the worst super dog in the world. If that doesn't speak to you in high volumes, DOA, I don't know what will. Because that right there is the recipe and all the ingredients for a disaster that's about to happen. Let's reread that. Let's reread that, right? James Gunn saying that Crypto, the dog from Superman that we saw in the trailer, is going to be influenced by his real dog, Ozu. But what's the best part? That little dog that James Gunn is the worst dog in the world. And now everybody in the theaters all over the world is going to see the worst super dog in the world. How can anyone in their right mind back that up? Tell me, what investor is literally putting money to back this trash up? I'm going to be honest with you. I was thinking about this earlier, all right? Not that I want to toot my own horn or anything. I don't like none of that. But I'm going to tell you straight up. In this industry and in this business, you need people like me. You know why? You need people like me to give you the harsh truth and the reality with the facts. And that's what I do. I'm here almost on a daily basis, uploading videos, doing lives, doing everything that we're right here, right now, interacting, bringing you these updates. Yeah, I'm still underground, but you see the viewership is starting to go up. The subscribers are starting to go up. What does that tell you? That people share the same or some point of view that I'm saying. And that I am thankful for. You know why? Because as we move forward, like I've been saying for the past 6 months, as we continue to get closer and more into 2025, into this whole DCU reboot, what will I be doing? Am I going to be quiet like other channels have given up and turned their backs on the Snyder community? Hell no. You know why? Because I am thankful and I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. That thanks to you, we are here, we are growing, you are watching, you are listening, you're participating. Even though I don't read every comment because it's too much to keep up with, but we are here. I see y'all chatting among yourselves. I like that. This is that community. And when it comes for others, I won't say no names or anything, but when it comes to other fans that like to insult or disrespect, we don't have time for that. I completely block them, delete them. You know why? Because we're not going to waste our energy on that. We're going to keep on exposing this company for what they are. This is what they want to move forward with. With James Gunn, James Gunn is saying what he's going to do with this dog, Crypto. He's admitting it. We're going to see the worst super dog in the world. And he's okay with that. It's okay. This is what the fake fans want. They don't want DC to succeed. But then again, it doesn't add up. Why? If somebody's in power at DC/WB, why would you allow this to happen to your brand, to your IP, to your characters, to your properties? It makes no sense. Why? It doesn't make sense. See what I'm saying? Not everything from a comic book should be completely copy and paste and brought into live action. This little dog is going to be, if not, of course, James Gunn's confirming it, that is going to be the worst super dog in the world. This is going to be on a cringe times 2 level of the little dog we saw in The Flush. Remember when they were all coming out of the buildings and the babies were falling and Flash was saving everybody? That little dog, this is going to be worse than that. And that little dog was CG, and we saw how bad that was. You think that this isn't going to be the same and it's not giving you the same vibes? This is going to be even cornier, cheesier, raunchier, and just more completely shaking my head. I can't believe we're actually moving forward with this. This tells you what this person, this individual, James Gunn, is all about. Yet, you got his sick, toxic fans right? The minority, because they're not the majority. If they were the majority, they would be in the green, they would be making profits, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. All right? So accept the facts. You have this individual, James Gunn, with his disgusting supporters and followers, right? And this is what they want to move forward, and this is what they're applauding, and this is what they want. To me, that doesn't show that those are real fans. That just shows me those are undercover fans trying to sabotage and destroy from the inside out, the same way that Ultron did to the Avengers in Age of Ultron. If you're not familiar with that, go watch that movie. Go see that scene. Go see what Ultron did to the Avengers. Very simple. He corrupted them and started putting doubts among themselves, and he started slowly pulling them apart. And what happened? They were all turning on each other. That's exactly what James Gunn is doing. Isn't that what you're seeing right now in this fandom? Isn't that what you're seeing right now in this brand, if you want to say? That's complete chaos. It doesn't make sense. And where's James Gunn coming from? Oh, that's right. He's coming from Disney and Marvel. Oh, how cute. You know what that is? That's the competitor. That's the competition of Disney. I mean, of DC. And DC and the executives are okay with that? That makes no sense. Make it make sense. These are these executives that they're approving everything that doesn't make sense. You're telling these executives, hey, 1 plus 1, how much is it? And they're quick to all tell you 3. Make it make sense. That's not it. These are the type of executives that we have. How is this company still functioning? Superman is going to tank. And I will tell you why coming up right now. Check this out. Because this just dropped today. Look at what's going on. Superman Fallout. There's been already early screenings. The buzz is not good. Should be worried. Plain simple. That's it. And on top of that, look at that. That's being reported by Cosmic Book News. I don't even know what they're called. I can barely see the logo. But that's what's coming out. This came out today. I came across this. Now, here's another chunky news. All right. So, for all you James Gunn followers, all you James Gunn fans that say, yeah, James Gunn is the solution, he's the one that's going to save this company. Ha. You know why? Boom. In your face. Comic Book Movies posted this today, December 28th at 10:08 a.m. At the time, it has 25,000 views. Look at what they're saying. We have new details about Superman's recent test screenings, and unfortunately, the early buzz isn't good. With one source comparing the movie's tone to, guess what? The Mummy. You remember that movie? You remember how crappy that movie was, right? You can find a full breakdown here. If you want to go check them out on X, which is also known as Twitter, here you go. It's coming out early. I'm telling y'all. Superman is DOA. DOA. And to my number one stalker, you know who you are out there. The one that loves to make videos about my opinion, right? That nobody's even watching your videos. Here you go in your face. These are facts. The facts don't lie the same way that the numbers don't lie. You're going to tell me that on YouTube, you have over 5 million views, right? On a trailer. But in the interactions, you only have a few thousands. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. See what I'm saying? These are all numbers that are being fabricated. They are being made up. If they were legit, they would add up. Even when Marvel puts a trailer and they get like what, 35 million views in a few hours, that's the same thing what we see with their comments. The numbers add up. They tend to be more or less around the same range. It doesn't mean you're gonna have 35 million views and you're gonna have 35 million, interactions. No, you'll see them in the high numbers and stuff. But here, clearly, we're seeing that it's not working. Why am I not surprised? Why is this not shocking to me? You know why? Because if you know, you know. And if you know what that means, you know what's up. If you don't know what that means, I'm not going to sit here and try to explain to you something that there's no way that you're going to understand. Plain and simple. The real fans know what's up, and we are seeing through this company. WB has been trying so hard to push and to promote all of this that they're doing right now, and it's not working. It's not working, honestly. You know, it's crazy, but at the same time, it's no surprise. Superman has all the recipe, all the ingredients for it to be a flop at the box office. With James Gunn, he has a history in DC. I'm not talking about Marvel, I'm not talking just here in DC that he has that's going to affect his Superman. The Suicide Squad, the first IP that he used when he came over from Marvel, what happened to that movie? Oh, that's right, it tanked. Where's all the merchandise at right now? You just saw I put up a video yesterday, including Peacemaker at Ross on clearance, on the sale bins, and they still don't sell, not even for $5. That tells you everything. Peacemaker, raunchy, perverted, unneeded, forced humor, overgrown men in their underwears. That's okay, right? Trash. Creature Commandos. Nobody's watching Creature Commandos. And the little bit of people that are watching it isn't saving them. Notice how WB doesn't come out and say, hey, it's the number one show in the world. Oh, because they know it's not. They know they can't lie and they can't say that. You know why? Because they just can't. There's nothing to be excited about. Superman 2025 will be the next to join James Gunn's flop squad. Guaranteed. And I'm telling you right now, with this whole thing that's about to happen in 2026, you can pretty much say we're next year. Why? Because today's the 28th, all right? December 28th. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 days until 2025. So pretty much we're just, less than a week away into entering 2025. So what happens in 2026? WB is doing something exclusive with Comcast. And like I told you, and I reported and I spoke about it recently, Comcast brought up the name of Zack Snyder and David Ayer. They want to do DC, all right? DC alternative content for their streaming service. And I've been telling you guys, as we continue to go more into the future, unfortunately, everything will be streamed. The video game industry is doing it. The movie industry is starting to do it. This is why you see a lot of movies that are failing at the box office because people after COVID don't want to go out anymore like that. If you have it that you could see it at the comfort of your own home, a lot of people already see it. They're saying it. I'd rather just wait for Superman for it to hit on streaming. You know why? Because they're not gonna waste their time. They're not gonna waste their gas. They're not gonna get in line. They're not gonna spend money on popcorn. They're not gonna spend money on extra, high definition 4K, 20K, whatever's out there. They're just not. People are not gonna go out there and support it like that. I wish I could tell you it was otherwise, but it's not. And what's gonna happen when the streaming, when once this goes on to streaming, people are gonna watch it, obviously, because they're at home. They don't want to go out. It makes more sense. It's much more comfortable, if you want to say. That's gonna hurt this a lot. And this whole reboot, and now that they're talking about in January, they're supposed to be starting to film Supergirl. Come on, come on. What does that smell like? It smells like desperation to me from James Gunn, because James Gunn is trying to leave his quote unquote legacy. You know why? Because he knows his contract is about to expire sometime in 2026. Oh, and guess who's going to come on board on 2026? Oh, that's right. Comcast. Who else? Don't forget who's there at WB already. A lot of people are not talking about this, and I've been saying it. You have to look. You have to keep a close eye. Zack Snyder is back, and they're going to be working on that 300 project, on whatever is going to be a prequel for Max. So what is that? That's streaming also. Of course, Max and WB want to make that money that Netflix is making. For years, Netflix has been making money, and they're straight up the pioneers when it comes to streaming. So say what you want. Netflix started this whole streaming service. After that, then you have Disney that copied them, Paramount that copied them, and Hulu, and the list continues. The last one is to jump on board, and it's still not working, is WB. How do you have WB, the most iconic characters, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, The Flash, Aquaman, the Justice League, and you have no idea what to do with them? Animation, okay, that's fine. But when it comes to live action, after Zack Snyder's Justice League, you don't know what to do. It's like you're afraid. It's like you're afraid of moving forward and succeeding. But the fun fact is that without Zack Snyder and after the Snyderverse, nothing has worked. Incredible, right? Nothing has worked since Zack Snyder hasn't been there. But you know what's the beautiful and funny part? That all of these movies that flopped without Zack Snyder had nothing to do with these movies, nor their flops. It's funny how you have all these toxic fans coming out and saying, well, it's because of the Snyder fans and Zack Snyder because he made movies too good. Now nobody can catch up to his level. Wow. So you just admitted that Zack Snyder made good quality content, but then you contradict yourself and then you say that Zack Snyder was trash. You see what I'm saying? I'm just calling the facts. I'm just calling the facts. That's what it is. They don't want to hear it. They don't like to see it. They don't like to admit it. And that's the main thing. They don't like to admit it. Notice, all right? This whole thing with Clayface, I had no idea, honestly. With this Matt Reeves, the what is the Batman that they were gonna do Clayface. I know Shane, you brought this up, so I'll give you credit for that. I had no idea that they wanted to do something like that similar with Ben Affleck's, Batman at the time. I knew that they wanted to do what it was, the whole thing with Arkham and the series and stuff like that. And of course, Matt Reeves ran off with the idea, and we saw parts of that in the Penguin and stuff like that. And we saw that that too got delayed. And who knows what the hell is gonna happen with that. But I didn't know that they wanted to do something with like Clayface and what they're doing right now and stuff like that. But it just shows you that without Zack Snyder, Matt Reeves, James Gunn, Marvel, the MCU, Kevin Feige, the Russo brothers, that's six names that I just named, cannot steal from Zack Snyder. Six. All these years, all of these years, you don't have material to rip off from Zack Snyder. So what does that tell you? They need Zack Snyder because Zack Snyder's the blueprint. David Ayer's not there. And what happens? James Gunn can't copy anything else from his version of Suicide Squad. Now, moving forward, why did they cancel and not do Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad 2 or Suicide Squad 3, whatever you want to call it? Why? Because James Gunn didn't have any more content to rip off. He didn't have any more to steal from. That's what I'm starting to think. And now, him trying to do his little DCU with no foundation and there's nothing to build upon, it's all crumbling. Look at the facts. Look at the facts. Now, you're going to tell me, and let's look at this. Let's look at this from this logic point of view, right? There's a reason why I got this picture. If you look at this picture, right? Look at it very close. This is when Batman, I guess, is escaping that explosion or whatever it is in the scene towards the end. I think I remember. I barely remember. This right here screams vibes of what James Gunn would do because it's colorful. It looks like a Marvel angle. This Batman looks like it belongs at Marvel. This right here would be perfect for James Gunn's DCU. Now, if Matt Reeves steps down and he leaves the Batman 2, this is the opportunity that James Gunn has to snatch up Robert Pattinson, bring him into his DCU, put him with his version of Superman. And then what happens? Now, this Batman's universe that's dark, that's gloomy, that's depressing, that's sad, is now going to be smiling. He's going to be happy. He's going to be colorful, and he's going to be cheerful, and he's going to be very Marvel slash Guardians of the Galaxy and everything that James Gunn wants. And for sure, he's going to be throwing jokes in there. I'm going to be honest with you. I want it to happen. I really do. I want it to happen. I want to see Robert Pattinson's Batman in James Gunn's DCU. You know why? Because I want to see how both sides, the Matt Reeves fans, along with the James Gunn fans, how they all go at it. And not only that, how they all show you what they truly feel inside. Because you have these fans, because let's not forget, when they canceled Ben Affleck's The Batman, and then they brought in this clown right here, Robert Pattinson, and they gave him the title that was supposed to be for Ben Affleck, and they brought this guy out of nowhere. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, oh, you guys want to play like that, WB? I got you. You know what? I want to see Robert Pattinson join James Gunn's DCU. I want to see this Batman that's gloomy, that's dark, that's depressed, that's always sad, that's looking miserable, always in the rain. I want to see him happy. I want to see him with a big happy smile from this side of the cow to that side of the cow. That's what I want to see. You know why? Because I want to see how the Matt Reeves fans feel when they screw you over like they screwed us, the Snyder fans. All these years we've been getting screwed. Now it's your turn to know and feel what it's like. You're seeing it unfold right before you. The Batman 2, two things are going to come from this. And if you've been following me, you're up to date. If you haven't, let me bring you up to date. What's going to happen? In the end, James Gunn is going to force Matt Reeves, and this is going to happen for sure. This right here, this meme that somebody posted, this right here was posted, right? A few days ago. No, was it? No, it was posted today or yesterday. I don't know. Somebody posted this. This is how things happen sometimes. The reality is sometimes brought into real life through a joke. Look at the sarcasm in this post. It's crazy. He's like, I'm excited to see the new direction this character, meaning Batman, will take in James Gunn's new DCU. This is how things happen. Matt Reeves is either going to join James Gunn's DCU or he's going to be forced to exit and drop production on the Batman 2. And don't be surprised if you see Robert Pattinson join James Gunn's DCU regardless. Because don't forget, who's working on Dynamic Duo with James Gunn? He is Matt Reeves. So what does that tell you? You think that James Gunn's comedy, silliness, bright, happy, whatever you want to call it, immature raunchiness level of movies is going to fit in tone with Matt Reeves? And you think James Gunn is going to allow Matt Reeves to do his whole universe the way that he wants? No, he's not. Because James Gunn is James Gunn. He's not going to let it. He's going to be you either on my side or we kick you out and we continue without you. And that's it. And James Gunn takes over. And probably, this will be a complete plot twist if they replace this guy right here, Matt Reeves, with Andy Muschietti. And then they end up doing this version of Batman with Andy Muschietti, and we get to see like what we saw in The Flush. That would be a complete, like, that would be a plot twist right there. Like, I would not see that coming. You imagine that? That would be like, whoa, whoa. And it would make sense too, because of course, you already have a Batman that he's already built. Now, James Gunn took credit for the Penguin, right? Because if it's successful, then he takes credit. If it's not successful, then it's not part of his slate or whatever he wants, right? Like he did with the Joker too. Oh, he was quick to take the credit for DC Studios with the Penguin, right? But then he's like, oh, the Joker 2, has nothing to do with DC Studios. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense, please. That's it. You know? But we already know how James Gunn operates and what he's about. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, two things are going to happen with this movie. The Batman 2 is either going to get canceled or it's just going to be forced and it's going to have to join James Gunn's DCU. Wouldn't be surprised. It would actually be interesting to see that. It would really, really be interesting to see that because it just doesn't make sense. Now, looking at this again, this tells you a lot. Superman is not good. You have people that have gone to early test screenings, right? This is starting to sound a lot like we heard during the flush. You remember during the flush, what happened? Everybody was saying that the movie is going to be good. And then people saw early screenings and they're like, oh, the animation looked bad. And then the studio and the people still lied to them and said, oh, we're going to fix it in post. And what happened at the end? Nothing changed. So you're going to tell me you spent $300+ million on that terrible animation, and in the end, you lied to the fans and you still told them that it was going to get fixed. Nothing got fixed. It still got released, and that's why your movie flopped? Yeah, it makes no sense. Makes no sense. What are they doing? They're just keeping the money. So you're going to tell me that all these movies flop because of the budget? No. It's just because they're cutting shortcuts. They're probably paying like so little for the CG and they're keeping most of the money because they're trying to be greedy with it. $300 million is a big number. And if you're reshooting like James Gunn is reshooting right now for Superman, I guarantee you it's because of this right here, because of the bad test screenings. Those reshoots that James Gunn is doing right now isn't going to save Superman. It's not. It's not going to save them, honestly. This is going to be another repeat of what we saw with Andy Muschietti's The Flush in 2023. The same tone, the same style, the same path this is going to follow. So when you tell me, anybody, hey, James Gunn's going to fix it, just wait till you see the movie. Why are you being so critical? Why all these excuses? You know why? Because the same way that some of you, especially the ones that support James Gunn, wipe your ass with what I think and how I feel, is just how I'm wiping my ass front to back on how I feel about James Gunn. I'm being real. I'm just being completely real with you. I'm not interested in it. I don't care about it. I don't look forward to it. And I already know that it's going to be DOA. We all know it. We all know it. We see through the lies of WB. We see through the lies of James Gunn. Time after time, how and who hasn't exposed them. We all have. I'm not the only one. There's plenty of channels that have exposed James Gunn and how he is. All he does is say one thing and then he backtracks and then he does the opposite and he proves himself. Hey, you're just nothing but Pinocchio. You are a liar. This is why I'm telling you things are changing. Like I said, probably all of these things are happening right now as we're seeing the whole thing with Matt Reeves, the whole thing with James Gunn, these reshoots. You know why? I have a feeling. This is me speculating. I said this on the video that I just posted recently today. I have a feeling there's a shakeup going on. There has to be a massive shakeup going on behind the scenes that you, wherever you are listening, and me are not going to ever know. We'll probably know years down the road, but we're not going to know. You know why? Because this involves investors, this involves executives, it involves producers, directors, the cast probably not so much, but the main actors and actresses, it involves all of that. And I'm sure that if Comcast is already involved, they are right now kicking ass behind closed doors. And they're like, we need to make money. If not, you're all going to get fired. That would be the only solution that I would picture is probably happen behind closed doors. Because why would Comcast, right, would want to do a deal with WB and be like, you know what? Hey, who cares? Either we're in it or we're just in it. They're going to be like, if we're going to come on board, we're going to spend this much amount of money. we want to make this much money back. And I'm sure they have some type of authority and some type of way, and they have a word saying, hey, look, the same way how Disney tells, you know, other projects that they're using their name and stuff like that, their IPs with the license and stuff. Hey, look, we have the final say. What gets released and what doesn't get released. That would make sense. That would make perfect sense. If Comcast is in it and they want, and I feel, and I have a strong feeling that they are going to restore the Snyderverse, because that's probably going to be their backup plan. Like we heard over what, like a year ago, that David Zaslav wanted to have a backup plan in case James Gunn's DCU didn't work, that they wanted to move again forward with the Snyderverse. This right here would all fall into the puzzle, and the pieces are starting to slowly line up and make sense. Because when you see it, it's building a path. You could, all right, as a company, you can have so many flops until it finally catches up. And if you have in Comcast, this company is serious. They don't play around. They're like, we're gonna put quality out there. And if they're gonna put quality out there, you better believe with Max, their streaming service, they have to put quality. You just can't put whatever. Why? You're gonna be on a path of flops, and then now you're gonna continue the flops? No, it doesn't make sense, right? If that happens, you know what happens? Like you're seeing a lot of stores right now doing, like Party City, Big Lots, they're starting to shut down. You know why? Because they can't afford to stay in business anymore. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with this company. If you can't keep up with the movie industry and give the fans and make money, you don't belong in this industry. Honestly, you just don't. That applies to everything. That applies to comic books, video games. The list continues. You have to have something solid, and you have to have your fans happy. If you don't keep them happy, what happens? Your fans are quick to leave. And if you give your fans quality, your fans are going to keep on returning because they look forward to whatever the next thing that you're putting out, stuff like that. WB has a record of flops for over a year now, starting with Birds of Prey. And I'm just talking about the DC movies. I'm not talking about any other IP. I'm just focused on the DC itself, all right, with their cinematic universe and stuff like that. I'm not talking about comics. I'm not talking about animation. I'm not talking about the video games. I'm just focused on what the cinematic universe is, all right? And when it comes to what this company has been putting out with the live action cinematic universe of, all these characters, it hasn't been working. It was working with Zack Snyder. It was working with David Ayer. It was working with James Wan. It was working with Patty Jenkins. Now, I get it. Some of you might be like, well, Wonder Woman 84 sucked, and that was her who directed it. Yes, it was. But at the same time, let's not put all the blame on her. Let's put some of the blame also on the studio, because the studio didn't overlook what she was doing and they just approved anything. They were like, yeah, that's fine, good, go. No, the same thing with Kathy Yan when she did Birds of Prey. Originally, we were going to have Jared Leto in it. And what did they do? They removed it. So why? And the studio allowed that. See what I'm saying? Now, when you look at it, comparing all these shitty movies that have been coming out, what happens? Okay, in the mix, you have Batgirl. Hold on. Let's stop real quick. Batgirl. Okay, we were looking at what was coming out. We are all laughing at it and stuff like that. But I'm starting to think that probably David Zaslav made a mistake by canceling it. Because remember, at the time, we were already getting the transition with James Gunn. And what did James Gunn say? Oh, that he didn't want to leave Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill and Gal and everybody from the Justice League because he didn't want to build something that wasn't going to happen. Dude, you're in charge of DC Studios. Why wouldn't it happen unless you don't want it to happen? And look at what he did with Peacemaker. Completely disrespected the Justice League. Completely disrespected all of the cast, the actors, the actresses, what Zack Snyder built. And not only that, he disrespected you and me as the fans, as the consumer, as the loyal customer by erasing everything and replacing Ben Affleck and trying to focus on Michael Keaton. That Michael Keaton has never belonged to any of this cinematic universe. And then at the end, what happens? George Clooney comes in. Oh, so you want to do that curveball on us? Okay, we'll remember that. And then what did they do with Batgirl? They canned it. And remember, Batgirl was supposed to have Ben Affleck in it, and they were supposed to have Michael Keaton because it was combining two universes. Because at the time, we already opened the door to the multiverse with the Flash. Michael Keaton was going to set up Batman Beyond, and that was apparently going to be his last film after the flush that they were going to work, and then that got canceled. See what I'm saying? And then Ben Affleck was training along with Michael Keaton in some, some of the scenes, but it was going to take place during the DCEU timeline. Batgirl was training under the wing of Ben Affleck along with Michael Keaton. So we would never know up to what point, because of course WB did what they did with the movie, and who knows? Like I just feel that James Gunn saw that it was just gonna be too connected, and people are gonna want more of Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill and everything. So James Gunn was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the plug now that I can, and that's it. Just sweep it under the rug. You can't sweep that under the rug. You just can't. This is why this company is sinking. You just can't come in here, change everything, and expect for your audience and your fans to be okay with it. It just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And then when you have people trying to back up James Gunn and say, well, he knows what he's doing, just give him time, let him do his thing, all these excuses. I'm like, look, the excuses are done. The Suicide Squad first IP flopped. That's it. That's all he's known for. Flops. Nothing is working. Superman isn't going to save this company. If it was, they wouldn't be in the dump right now. Their stocks would be soaring over $100. But it's not. It's not. And another thing too that I want to talk about real quick is when a lot of people are like, well, Zack Snyder moved on, Ben Affleck moved on, Gal Gadot moved on, Henry Cavill moved on, the same copy and paste phrase. No, they haven't. If they moved on, I want you, wherever you are, pull the same quote that Zach said that he's done, that he said move on and it's over. Tell me. Tell me, where did Ben Affleck say that? Where did Gal Gadot say that? Where did Henry Cavill say that? Where did Ezra Miller, Amber Heard, Ray Fisher, everybody? Tell me. I need you to tell me, please. Shut me up and tell me with the facts of the actual quote that all these actors and actresses have said that they're done and they're moving on. You know why? There's none. That's the fact. Because in SnyderCon 2023, April, Zack Snyder was there, Ray Fisher was there, and Ben Affleck were there. And Zack and Ben both said it. They are ready to come back. How many times we haven't heard that? That also Zack said recently. If Netflix had the rights, hell yeah, I would come back and I would keep doing more. They have not moved on. Ben Affleck said he's waiting for WB to call him. Zack Snyder just came out recently and he said it. He was like, I want to come back and I want to do the Dark Knight Returns with Ben Affleck. And Ben Affleck said, yes, I'm down. We're just waiting for the call from WB. So therefore, I checkmate you because I just shut you down with the facts. And I'm telling you, Zach, the cast, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill have not moved on. All these actors and actresses are thankful and are grateful for what Zach did with them in Zack Snyder's Justice League. A lot of them blew up their career, but thanks to Zach, things got even more better with them. Thanks to Zach and Gal Gadot saw Zach. I don't remember what event. They saw each other sometime last year at some awards. Gal hugged Zach. Like you could just see it. Like, yo, like it's been such a long time. And it has. Because of course, these directors, like actors, actresses, they have busy lives. So they're working on projects, they're on other parts of the world, and who knows when's the next time they're gonna see each other. They saw each other, they hugged each other, and you could see it. Like, yo, both of them are thankful for what they did. Ben Affleck, if you didn't know, this is a fun, true fact. Google it and look it up. There's an interview. I don't remember where I saw it. I read it. Ben Affleck came back just for the epilogue scene with Jared Leto, and Ben Affleck did that scene on a green screen in Zach's backyard for free. For free. What does that tell you? That's called loyalty. That's called respect. That's called dedication. And most of all, that's called quality. You know why? Because if you come back for something, you're not getting paid, but you believe in it and you know that it's going to happen and you know that people are going to watch and support and they're going to want more from it, what are you going to do? Boom, let's go. Let's freaking go. Let's make this happen. When we were trending, even Ben Affleck jumped on and said, restore the Snyderverse. Henry Cavill did the same thing. Gal Gadot did the same thing. Ray Fisher, everybody. You know why? Because there's still a huge market. And I'm telling you right now, in 2025, we will stop at nothing. My friends, wherever you are around the world, if you're listening right now live, or if you listen to this after it's live, in 2025, we will stop at nothing. We want the Snyderverse. We're going to get it. Comcast is aware. WB is aware. The executives are aware. The investors are aware. James Gunn is aware. His team is aware. Everybody knows what the fans want. And in due time, we're going to get it. Now, let me talk about something real quick while we're on this topic. Recently, David Ayer got some threats. Now, let me break this down real quick. All right. Those threats, if you want to say, are not from us Snyder fans. Those are fake snakes that are wolves trying to be sheeps, trying to pretend that they're fans of Zack Snyder so that we could get blamed. Because you know why it's not us? Because we give money to suicide prevention. What does that tell you? We're giving money to a good cause. We're here fighting for something good. Whenever you see things like that, and it's sad to see that David Ayer is getting off of social media because of that, because it doesn't matter what fandom, you see that in Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Transformers, everything. You have fans that sometimes are a little bit way too hardcore and they just go a little bit too hard, like it's not that serious. But when you have, it doesn't matter what side, it doesn't matter who you back up. When you have these threats coming at you, most of the time, they're just talking because they're mad. They're just miserable. So what are they gonna do? Oh, let me pretend I'm one of their fans and make them look bad just so everybody could think that they're bad. It's not like that. All those threats that David Ayer got, they're not from us. They're not. They're from fake fans that pretended to be Zack Snyder fans just to make us look bad because they're bitter and they're still coping that we got the Snyder cut. So they're going to go again and fabricate their lies, go ahead and start barking because that's what they're doing. They just bark and they couldn't get it their way. So they go onto the internet because they don't show their face. They hide behind a keyboard and they love to chat and talk and say everything because they feel like they're big and bad, right? It's not like that. Those are all not real fans. That's what happens. All right. So when it comes down to it, the real fans, we know what's up. We've seen through this company. This company knows, and they're afraid. They're nervous. They should be. They should be nervous because in 2023, like I said, we will stop at nothing and we will continue to keep our wallets closed. WB knows that Superman is not going to bring them the revenue that they're expecting. This is why they're fabricating with all of these bot accounts. You know how many bot accounts go into my account and talk so much trash and they think that they could get away with it? I just delete it. I don't have time for that. And then you go into their account and they got zero followers, zero views, probably a few. They're all fake. That's what it is. They're all made completely. They're just upset that they know that they're not winning. Now, here's a fun thing too. While we're talking about these bots and accounts and stuff like that, the other day I was chatting with somebody, not here on YouTube, through another social site, and I had told them, I just put up my opinion, and they responded. You could tell it was a bot, and then they were like, "It's okay. We know that James Gunn Superman is going to flop, but that's okay. That's acceptable." What? See what I'm saying? I've been telling y'all that for the past year before we even got this trailer. I said, watch, they're gonna try to normalize, the James Gunn fans, they're gonna try to normalize that a flop, it's okay. It's okay to move forward with a flop. There's nothing wrong with the flop. This is a start to a new universe. Pathetic, embarrassing, sad. Why? How are you going to say that it's okay to move forward with a flop? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense, you know? And when you look at these things, I mean, come on. It's like, really? This is what people are doing? Oh, and then don't even get me started on that Minecraft. We already know that's going to cost the studio more money, you know? It's completely ridiculous. That's going to be so bad. Like, again, it's like, wow, like, it's just insane, It's completely embarrassing what this company has become. 100 years, 100 years, and it's literally costing them everything. They made money with Barbie. They made money with Joker, the first Joker, and they made money with Dune. I think what it was, Dune 2. They all made $1 billion, over $1 billion, whatever. And that still didn't save this company. That tells you everything. That means that their debt is much more higher than what their profit is. And I'm sure that the investors are right now like, you know what? We don't even know anymore. Let's just go with it. But honestly, at this point, there's no saving WB no more, unless another company buys them out, or they just go ahead and just restore the Snyderverse. That's it. I guarantee you, if WB was just to put and make a quick announcement, just to test the waters if they want, and just put, hey, restored. That's it. That's it. And change your default pick to the DCEU, I guarantee you your stocks will be over the roof. They would be high. Those numbers will be so high. But the thing is that WB doesn't have the balls to do it. If they did it, they would know. And they know that there's still a fan base, that there's a community. People want to see that. It's not just fans, it's everybody. A lot of people want to see that. How many polls we haven't seen that which one of the two you want? The new DCU or continue with the DCEU? Now, a lot of people are still picking the DCEU. People have not moved on. How can you move on from something that didn't end properly? See what I'm saying? And the same thing is going to happen with Matt Reeves. At the rate that they're going, there's not going to be a Batman 2. I'm sorry to say it, but there isn't. The Batman 2 isn't going to see the daylight. It's not. It might see it, but with James Gunn and Andy Muschietti, not with Matt Reeves. I'm telling you right now. And you better believe it, that dynamic duo, if Matt Reeves is still around with the studio, James Gunn's going to take full credit. And you're going to see the same thing that we're seeing right now in Creature Commandos. The same thing we've been seeing in Peacemaker. All that silliness, that goofiness, that raunchiness, that's what he loves. James Gunn thrives on that. That's what, like, fuels him, I guess. It's like, what? That's it? Like, this is what we're moving forward with? People are not really happy with that. Their numbers are not reaching the goal that they thought it was going to. And I know right now, those executives must be talking. And along with that, David Zaslav must also be like, hey, James Gunn, this movie needs to make money. And I'm sure that's why they're not greenlighting anything after that. James Gunn noticed what he's been doing. Of course, he's going to move in with Supergirl and do, his production and stuff in January, because, of course, she's going to be introduced, or she's going to be connected into the Superman movie. So he wants to build that up now. So when, I think, what is it, June, when the movie comes out, July, I don't even know, don't even care. When Superman is released, that's already going to have scenes with Supergirl setting her up for her own standalone film. See what I'm saying? But it's not going to get far, because I think 2025 is technically the last year of the contract with James Gunn. Because let's look at the numbers. Correct me on the chat, but I don't remember right now. When did James Gunn contract started officially? Like in 2022, I think. 22, maybe 23. I want to say 20, late 22, but I think it started in 23. So you have 23, okay, 22. So we got 22, 23, 24. He's in 2 years. 25 will be 3 years. 24 is going to be 4 year, going to 26 to 6, what, the 5th year, more or less. Um, yeah, they're not gonna renew that contract. Honestly, they really are not. They are really not going to. It's pretty wild. It really is pretty wild. So I mean, I don't know, honestly. All right, let me look at some comments and stuff. I didn't realize CS had a big channel. This is great. Glad you're doing so well. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I mean, it's not that big. It's still a small channel, but everyone that's here, this is the best part, honestly. Like I always look forward to chatting with y'all and stuff like that. I try to get to every comment, but it's just so hard, like you guys can see, like trying to keep up and stuff like that. But I appreciate each and every one of you. So, just that's what we're here for. All right. I personally think that there's too much power in Disney. They legitimately feared that Snyder's DCU would upstage MCU, so they destroyed it before it started properly. That's why MCU executive and WP. Thank you, thank you. You know what? Brown Destroyer, I'm gonna tell you right now. Look, facts. 100% I agree with you. I am glad that you posted that because finally somebody besides me sees the same point of view that I've been trying to say for the longest. Yes, that's exactly what I think happened. And that's what's going on still. Disney and Marvel fear the IPs of WB. Because when it comes down to it, Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman are the three most popular characters of the universe, of the world, whatever you want to call it. The three most iconic characters. And people confuse them with Marvel. And Marvel's probably like, yo, I'm tired of hearing that. That doesn't belong to us. So what are they going to do? They're going to try to stop it. And they knew that with Zack Snyder was ahead of the game. Zack Snyder was building something beautiful, something exquisite, something amazing, something awesome, something ahead of its time. Look at how this movie is aging. Look at how old Man of Steel is. Since 2013 to last year, 2023, it's 10 years. In 10 years, all we got was just one Man of Steel. We should have had a trilogy. We should have had a trilogy. We should have. We should have had a trilogy with Henry Cavill. We should have had a trilogy with Gal Gadot. We should have had for sure a trilogy with Ben Affleck. That's why it completely upsets me as a fan on how the studio treated Zack Snyder, how they treated the DCEU, how they treated us, the fans, the cast, the actors, the actresses, the producers. Why? Because with Zack Snyder there was quality, and then when what David Ayer did, because look at it, when you look at Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, and then you look at Suicide Squad, they were preparing something on a solid foundation because the rumor was at the time, I don't remember more or less, but I remember a little bit, that eventually the Justice League was going to face, what was it, the Injustice League or something like that. That's why they were setting it up with what is it with Deathstroke, and what we saw in Suicide Squad at the end, where you see Amanda Waller talking with Bruce Wayne saying, hey, look, like, we got these group of criminals, and it's just setting something up. They were preparing. The thing is with WB is that WB wasn't patient. They wanted to be desperate like Marvel to get that Marvel money. And it literally cost the studio everything. It cost them everything, that they don't have the director, they don't have the cast, and they don't have the fans now. See how I'm saying? It literally costed them. That's why I can 100% back this comment up. That's exactly what I feel that happened. Disney is the one that got in the way. And now Disney has sent James Gunn, and this is why it's in this situation. And I think James Gunn is just screwing things up on purpose, just so they don't do and put out anything good. Notice when the Russo brothers were trying to get some bait with Zack Snyder with that pizza. Oh, what would you do for, Justice League 2 or anything else? Zack didn't say nothing. Zack just ate that pizza, looked at him, smiled, and say, uh-huh, I see you. Exactly. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. He did it. He's ahead of the game. So I'm telling you, I know Snyderverse is gonna make a comeback. All right, James Gunn gonna need more than his meat writers out there to watch his Devilman movie, because all his bots and trolls sure won't be able to. Yep, that's true. They're not going to. They're right now big and bad on the internet, but day of release, yeah, they're all gonna be just like what we saw with Joker 2. Those movie theaters weren't selling, and I think it was what, after that second week, I think the theaters ended up removing Joker from some of the theaters because they were like, nah, we want to bring in something else that's gonna bring us money. I think it was the second week and a half or something like that. So who knows? But for sure that's gonna happen. Nate, what's up, man? All right, so his contract ends in 2026. All right, cool. So we're almost there. And like I said, we all of us are going to help James Gunn out the door. So we're gonna try to expedite that and make it happen faster. All right. So yep, for sure. DOA. DOA. Oh, that would be dope. Zack Snyder directing a Spawn movie. Yeah, that would be fire right there. Honestly, you know what? I never thought about that, but yeah, that would be pretty interesting right there. All right. Yes, for sure. Release David Ayer cut. Yep, that's what we need. We need that for sure. For sure. All right. Superman needs to make 1 billion. Never going to happen. For sure, Leroy. It's not going to happen. They know it. WB knows that it's not going to what do you call it? Make 1 billion. It's probably gonna cost them over 1 billion. It's gonna cost them all that Barbie money. All right, so appreciate that. You already know this is out here spitting these facts and stuff. Finally feeling a little bit better. So, thanks to everybody for when I was sick and stuff. So, still got a little bit of cough, but here we are and stuff. All right. So 2025 will be a tear of DCU restoration. Yes, it will. It will. For sure it's going to happen. I have a strong feeling something is going to be announced in 25, probably sometime in late 25, not early, because after or it might be announced during San Diego Comic Con. Oh, that would be amazing. You imagine that? Oh, that would be dope. Or if they bring back after Superman, of course, once it flops and stuff like that. Let's just speculate and say that next year in 2025, let's look at the bright positive side. I'm speculating. Let's say Superman flopped. It didn't do well at the box office. So now WB are running around. There's rumors going about another shakeup. And now all of a sudden, we get the return of DC Fandom 2025. And then there, they announced two special announcements at the end. Ooh, I'm getting chills just talking to y'all and telling you this. And all of a sudden, we just get Zack Snyder. And he's like, hey, look, I'm back. We're going to be doing the 300, blah, blah, everything that they're doing. Okay, cool, nice. All right. And then just to put the icing on the cake, it will be dope. And then Zach's like, oh, hold on. We got a signal. We got somebody coming in that's going to join us. And all of a sudden, it's David Ayer. And then David Ayer's like, yo, what's up? Want to let you know I'm back at WB, blah, blah, all that good stuff. We're working on a project. And then both of them are like, hey, look, we have a special announcement. And then they're like, yo, you announce first. And then Dave Ayer's like, yo, we're getting the air cut. Oh, imagine that. And then Zach's like, oh, but hold on, there's more. Uh, we're bringing back the DCU. Yo, that would light the internet wild. I'm telling you right now, that would be the talk. To like, yo, that would be something big right there. And then they're like, yo, we're gonna be bringing something special for Max. Thanks to Comcast. Again, this is just me speculating. You imagine that? That would be bonkers. That would be completely wild right there. Wow. That and imagine they're like, oh, that's gonna be the DC alternative timeline or something, and anything is possible. Anything. That would just be completely beautiful to see. Damn, that would be like completely that would be how you end the year of 2025. That would be sick. Like that would be completely nuts. That is devotion to your fans. Take notes, WB. Yeah, exactly. There you go. The ideas are out there. They can go ahead and use it. All they have to do is just put their pride to the side and just focus on us, the fans. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. All they have to do is just cater to your fans. That's it. Snyder elevated Superman from boring to badass. Yeah, that's true. Like I've said before, I was never a Superman fan. And once I saw Man of Steel, yo, my perspective changed. I was like, wow, like this is on a whole different level. Like it doesn't feel corny, like Superman with the underwear on the outside. Like that's the reason why probably I never liked it. It's crazy, it's pretty nuts, but here we are, still talking about it like if it was literally yesterday, and it's wild, it's wild, honestly, no, DCU is prime timeline. Yep, it's true, it's true. All right. Wow. 56 people in here. Yeah. Look, we got 58 now. So that's good. Like I say, this is why I look forward to these chats and chatting and, interacting with y'all because, I'll take the time and here we are. This is what we do. This is exactly what we do. So we can all, interact, chat, talk, all that good stuff, Let me see. Yes, for sure. It's activated. It's activated. Yeah. Yeah. That would be dope to see WB. Like I think they did that earlier this year, I think. That they had put, or was it last year? I don't remember. On Facebook and Twitter they changed the pictures and they had put Superman, Henry Cavill, like the Justice League and stuff like that. So we were like, yo, what's going on? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, something is cooking. I mean, something probably is cooking, and there's probably, of course, you have all these executives and you have so many people in power. It's like just appoint a group of probably 4 people, let them oversee, but let these directors do what they want. Like that's why like I'm ready to hear when Netflix announces Rebel Moon 3 because honestly I can't wait. I want to see already something with what's next with Rebel Moon and that universe completely. Like we need something. Darkseid should destroy James Gunn Earth. Oh man, with the multiverse and the Flash, anything is possible, man. Anything. And notice how James Gunn is not even touching Darkseid. That's a good thing. Don't even mess with that. Leave that alone. Leave that alone, honestly. Like don't even bother making or touching anything to that. Real fans and like minds respect to everyone. True, true. You know. All right, Justice League 2 and 3, Darkseid destroyed James Gunn and Mr. Earth. Oh, that'd be funny, man. That would be completely interesting. All right. Yep, the momentum is too much to stop. That's true. I gotta agree with you. I think many of us can agree with that. Seeing how WB is right now building on no solid foundation, it just tells you everything. Honestly, it just really does. A lot of people are tired. They're just tired. They just want good quality. Nobody in here can come and tell me, hey, I don't want quality. I just want, like TikTok videos and I want shorts, YouTube short videos like for my entertainment. No, nobody wants that. People want good quality films out there still, And on top of that, people still want physical media. This is why we fought hard. And not only did we get the Snyder cut, we have it also on physical media. How awesome is that? Like we have to thank ourselves, each and every one of us, because we made that possible. Sure, yes, the studio put it out, they did whatever, but if it wasn't for us fighting for it, we would have never gotten it. What other fandom, what other community is as passionate as we are? There isn't. There isn't. Not even the Star Wars fans are this big. They're not even this deep, Like, yes, they're deep in the sense like they have more followers and stuff like that. But they don't do what we do. They're quick to give up, Like no other fandom. Hell, I'm a Transformers fan and like even in that community, some of y'all see it. And look, man, honestly, I want more of the Michael Bay first when it comes to Transformers and stuff. And I get it. There's some people in that community and they insult me and they tell me everything. They're like, oh, this ain't the Snyderverse. Don't do the same thing like them and blah blah. Why not? Restore the Bayverse. The same thing like restore the Snyderverse. What's wrong with that? In the end, we're still fans. So why? What's the difference? Because you don't want, I'm still gonna keep fighting for it. So when it comes down to this, I mean, look at what we did. We got the Snyder cut. And you remember how many people were making fun of us. They were on a daily basis saying, give up, move on, it's not gonna happen, blah blah blah, the same thing. And they're using those same words again, automated, for right now what we're doing, with this whole reboot and stuff like that. Um and it just shows you. It just shows you people want good quality. That's all. When you give people quality, they're gonna keep on coming back. And that's something that Marvel knows that they've screwed up. Marvel after Endgame, there's no quality. There isn't. There's no quality in their shows and their movies they're putting out. Hell, even the new, what is it, Captain America, whatever it's called, the Civil, what is it, the New World? I think I don't know what it's called. That new movie that's coming out in 25, I think it's January, February, wherever it's coming out. It's getting bad reviews for the early screenings, so that tells you what's gonna come from that. Same thing. It's not gonna work. It's not. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's true. Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca still want to work with Zach on Justice League 2. Yeah, for sure. Thanks to them also. I know they had a big part, and thanks to them, we were able to get it. It's awesome. It's awesome. And this forever is going to go down in history. That's the beautiful part about it. That we went up a studio and we got the Snyder cut after they themselves, meaning the executives, because remember, Ann Sarnoff was like, "Yeah, we're done with that. We want to thank Zach for his trilogy." What trilogy? You only gave us Justice League 1. You gave us Man of Steel 1, and you didn't even give us a Batman movie. So what trilogy are you talking about, lady? And look at where she's at now. She's no longer at WB. And what do we have? We got the Snyder cut. That's what I'm telling y'all. We have to keep on fighting. We can't let the fire and the flame die out. We have to keep on, keeping it lit and well alive, because that's the only way that all of this is gonna come. It's gonna happen. Yeah, for sure. Rebel Moon is a masterpiece. Exactly. That's why Netflix did what they did with it. You got your clean cut and you have your R-rated cut. Pick and choose which one you want to watch. That tells you everything. So, we have four versions in total. Two for the first one and two for the second one, which also I like to say is another Snyder cut, because of course it's Rebel Moon, but it's still Zack Snyder, and he got his cut for the rated R of Rebel Moon. So therefore, another win for us. He got another Snyder cut. Awesome, awesome. It's just completely, completely awesome to see. How all of this is it's happening. It's completely unfolding before us, and we have to congratulate ourselves because we put in the work, and we did everything that we had to do. All right, so let me see. All right, cool. So I'm about to take probably like 3 more minutes, and we're gonna end this. So, but yeah, it's been a nice little chat. We're here talking and stuff like that. So, seeing all your comments and everything is awesome. Like just seeing everybody that's right here. Just tuning in and stuff wherever you are. You know what? Now that we're talking about that, let's do that. Post wherever you are around the world, just because I'm curious. I just want to see everybody, like what sides, who we have watching from everywhere. We got 53 people right now, so just seeing it is awesome to see how like all our fans and everybody were right here just interacting and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. While it's closed, hell yeah, that's gonna be for sure the theme of 2025. Yep, and Sarnoff was trash. Therefore, she's out. She's gone. That's the beautiful part about it. I remember that lady was not easy. She made it so difficult for all of us, and it's completely it's interesting how everything went and how everything turned around. All right, so let's see. All right, let me try to catch up with everybody. All right, let's see. All right, right here. All right, respect everyone. Yes, that's true. We'll put unique sign. Yeah. Oh, nice. From Turkey. Wow. Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, from Philly. Oh, that's pretty dope. I've been watching some videos about Philly. I guess with the Philly cheesesteaks and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I've been getting a lot of those videos. That's pretty cool. Nice, nice. It must be really cold up there. I know you guys get snow and stuff. I'm in Florida, so down here it's hot as hell all year round. All right, so Alabama, nice, nice, cool, cool. I know you guys get cold weather up there too, right? Nice, nice. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Leroy. Yes, great live. Here we are. It's thanks to y'all from Belgium. Wow, nice. Wow, to see everybody from around the world, that's beautiful. Honestly, like just seeing that. Wow, like it's Belgium, man. That's like on the other side of the world. Very nice, very nice. Let me see over here. All right, here we had the same thing happen to the universe. Fast and the Furious franchise when they lost money after the third movie, Zack Snyder will be back. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you know what? I like to give credit to the Fast saga, if you want to say. The third movie, a lot of people didn't like it, and they feel that that's where the franchise went down. I actually feel that that opened the doors to the franchise. And I know some people don't like to connect it, but I enjoyed that movie, for what it is. To me, it's still the Fast and the Furious, and of course we see Dom at the end and stuff like that. So that's pretty dope. That's really amazing. Valentine, California, nice. Big CA, cool, cool, cool. Oh, another one from California, pretty dope, pretty dope. Nice, nice. Very, very nice. I know you guys in California have like some cool stuff, man. You guys are like Japan. Y'all got some cool stuff, man. Down here in Florida, we don't got shit. All we got is swamps. That's all we got. Don't get me wrong, the cities and stuff, but California, man, y'all got mountains. Y'all got that big old California. What is the Hollywood sign? Y'all got a bunch of stuff, man. Y'all got celebrities. I mean, y'all got it good out there. Yeah, damn, even restaurants and stuff. I be seeing those things on YouTube, like when they do those around the world type of things. I'm like, damn, man, one day, hopefully one day. But yeah, all right. So Twilight of the Gods is a masterpiece and a global phenomenon, inevitable. Yes, true, true. Oh, nice. Leroy, you from Jamaica? Pretty dope. Appreciate that. Wow, that's international we're talking about. That's pretty cool. Man, you see? That's cool seeing everybody from all over the world. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, yes, Bad Beast. Restore the Snyderverse. We will get the Snyderverse restored. Oh, it's coming for sure. I can see that thing cooking already. From Portugal. Oh, nice. Portugal. Wow. I'm trying to think where's Portugal at right now. You know what? Let me Google that because I am not familiar with that. Let me just see. Just because like some parts of the world just take me off and I'm like, wow, I'm like completely I've heard of it, but let me see. Portugal. Oh, nice. All the way out there. Wow. Dope. Dope. Very nice. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Wow. That's beautiful to see everybody from all over the world watching and stuff. That really means a lot. Uh Good stream. Appreciate that. Uh, PNW. Not sure what PNW is. What is it? All right. Will not support just because what they did to Cavill. Let WB suffer. Yeah, you know what? A lot of us can agree with that. And a lot of people are saying, the same thing. They want Henry Cavill back. I think we are going to see Henry Cavill return. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen eventually. Bradley, South Africa. Dope. Wow, man. That is amazing. Wow, wow. Very nice, very nice. Sean, Texas. Nice. Cool, cool. Texas, Texas. Never been out there. I know you guys are a huge state, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. Florida's your second home. Love the Keys. Yeah, it's nice. Very nice. Yeah, I haven't been to the Keys in years, man. One day I'll go back out there. Mississippi. Damn, that's nice. Nice. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Good to see everybody from everywhere and stuff like that. That's pretty nice, man. Yeah, you know what? I did like Tokyo Drift. It was really good, especially with that music. Dun, 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 dun. It was like, yo, that was pretty dope. You know, now I feel like watching that movie. Um, all right, let me see. I saw you in some other chats before, but this is my first time catching a live stream, and I'm impressed. Great job. I'm out of here. Have a happy new year. You too. Thank you. Appreciate you. Integrity 101. Appreciate that. Later. Catch you on the next one. For sure is inevitable. For sure. Yes, yes, here we are. Yes, Snyderverse will return. Yes, it will happen. Oh, okay, it's near Spain. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it after I Googled. That's pretty dope. That's nice, man. Just seeing everybody from all parts of the world is pretty dope, honestly. Let me see. Charles, any detail about? Does anyone know any details about Wonder Woman? Is that Wonder Woman 3? Nah, we don't know anything honestly right now. The only thing I know about what Gal posted the other day, she posted, I think it was on her Twitter. I want to say it was her Twitter. You know what? Let me go onto it right now and let me let y'all know. I know she posted up a picture of something with Wonder Woman, but I don't know exactly because I remember I got it and I completely forgot to share that with y'all. I know I have it somewhere in here. Let me see. Gal Gadot. I think it was on Twitter that she posted. Let me see right now. I'll tell you right now. Give me 1 second. I'm looking it up. All right. So the latest on her profile, she just posted. Well, she posted some Cinderella stuff, I know she posted something up with in this week with Wonder Woman. It was a black and white picture. I think I grabbed it. If I did, I'm gonna share it. But I completely forgot about that. But I know she posted something about that. Something with Wonder Woman. I don't remember now. She has her modeling stuff. I know I have it somewhere, but I'll share it with you as soon as I come across it again. Let me see. Do you think James Gunn's Superman will have the same quality as Man of Steel with the fight scenes, etc.? No, honestly, it's not. It's just gonna be another Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with the Suicide Squad. That's we're pretty much gonna see that, honestly. Like I don't really think anything, wow, it's gonna come from it. No, I really highly doubt that, honestly. Maybe it might, but I mean, it's James Gunn. We're probably gonna see what we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That's what I feel we're going to see strong. And that was a weak movie, honestly. To me, it was kind of a letdown. I think part 2 was the only one that I liked. I still haven't seen part 1, and part 3 was trash. I didn't even see their Christmas special. So, I don't know. Do you like System of a Down? Any favorite songs? Yeah, I like all type of music, honestly. I'll listen from rap to classic music, like opera music to whatever, rock, trance, everything, just anything and everything. As long as the beat catches me within the first 10 seconds, I'm like, all right, that's pretty dope. I like that. Like I'll check anything out, honestly. Even like some crazy songs that be like, ah, like they're like, what the hell? Like I don't care. As long as it's good, like I said, if it entertains me, like I'll listen to it. I'll check it out and stuff like that. All right, so let's see. Here we go. Erica is exciting, entertaining, brilliant, extremely impressive, full of excitement, amazing, awesome, epic. Yep, true, true, true. Can't wait for it. Happy New Year's. You too. Happy New Year's to everybody. I know we're days away from it and stuff like that, and it's gonna be pretty wild. I know the servers get backed up, phones get backed up, everything, everywhere and stuff like that. So make sure y'all stay safe and all that, cause there's too much madness going on out there too. Just try to stay safe. Stay with your loved ones, your friends, family, everybody. And all that good stuff. All right. Yeah, it must have been Instagram where I saw that post because it's not. I don't find it on her. What is it? On her Twitter. She probably did put it. I haven't been on Instagram for a while. I have to go on it. So if you guys have sent me a request, I haven't gone on it for like probably a few weeks. I barely go on it. I'm more active on here on YouTube and on what do you call it on X. So yeah, exactly. This shows you how fans of Zach are all over the world. That's true. We're all over the world. Fury 7 was the last epic Fast and Furious film before the franchise became a joke. You know what? that I agree 50-50 to this. Reason why? Because yeah, it was part of the Fast and Furious, but then now, yeah, it has become more like an action type of movie. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I like what it's become. Honestly, like every time, like let's see how more ridiculous can this get, just because it's entertaining. And I'm like, yo, they went down on that plane towards the end, and then they just left us on that cliffhanger when the car was jumping off of that. What was the water thing? I was like, oh, the next movie has to pick up on that. Like I was like, I can't wait. Honestly, like I just can't wait. I think we're supposed to be getting it next year, right? Or 26 or something like that. I just can't wait. Honestly, Gal Gadot is peak Wonder Woman. Yeah, you know what? Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. I don't care what anybody says. Like Linda Carter was good for her time, but for this time, it's just something about Gal. She just captured Wonder Woman to like wow. Like on every level. Like the beauty, the character, her fighting style. Like it's just something about her. She just portrayed the character on point. Where I was like, wow, like this is pretty good. I can't wait. I can't wait to see more. And I want to see them all together. Honestly, again, it's a shame that we didn't get what is it, Cyborg, that we didn't get his standalone film. We didn't get Ben Affleck's standalone film. I mean, it's a shame, honestly, what this studio has done and stuff like that. So, it would be crazy to see that again. What would be cool? Zack Snyder made Transformers and a GI Joe crossover movie. You know what? I could back that up. I would definitely want to see Zack Snyder doing like a Transformers and GI Joe crossover. Oh, that would be dope. I can't wait for that crossover. Honestly, I really hope that they hurry up and update us with that, because I don't want to sit here and wait like another like 4 or 5 years until they give us some type of update and stuff like that. Because we need more, especially live action. You know, like Transformers with the live action, it's always the best. You know. But yeah, all right, everyone. So I'm gonna let y'all go and stuff like that. Again, I appreciate you for watching, for tuning in, for all that good stuff. Make sure to turn that notification on so whenever we go live or a new video goes up, all that good stuff. Share the videos, you know, drop your comments, all that good stuff. You already know the business and stuff like that. I'll probably come back again tomorrow and do another live stream, if time allows me and stuff like that. But yeah. So until then, enjoy your Saturday. Stay safe out there, you know, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks again for watching, and peace.